I would say that these two are some of the favorites to take the entire tournament, but here we go. We'll see if that's going to be the case. We'll see who does make it even further here into ESL Open Cup Asia 226, as spawning in the top right-hand corner of Crimson Core, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Dragon KZ Gaming. The KZ, it is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg player. The blue Zerg representing Talent Esports, it is Dark. Let's go. Dark versus herO. herO going for a gate expand, standard opener from our Protoss player. Dark, I'm curious how he does expand himself. You can see our first drone does check for any kind of scouting worker. Pulls back, takes the hatchery on location. Is going to be a hatch gas pool opener. herO going for a bit of a later scout instead. Now, I'm curious where Dark takes his third. Remember what we saw against Jeshi. If Dark does take the forward third base, that will give him an option to go for an all-in, to take advantage of this gas geyser, to rush into a fast Roach Warren and to go for an all-in across the map. It is very common on Crimson Court if this third base is taken. So we'll see. Meanwhile, for now, standard openers here from our Zerg player, standard opener from herO. Going to be a gate expand into Cybercore. Nexus has been thrown down. Dark back at home. Get into his own opener of choice. Now, meanwhile, talking about our players, again, as we saw in the previous series, Dark was very aggressive. He was very aggressive against Jeshi. Did have his own all-ins and his own timings in both Game 1 and Game 2. So right now, it's really the pressure is on herO to try to scout, try to respond to Dark, but it goes both ways because herO is also a very dynamic player. He is not afraid to go for a Twilight Council opener, to go into Glaive Adepts, to go into Immortal-based all-ins, to rush into any kind of quirky build. herO does come up with his own builds, with a lot of his own builds, I should say. I mean, he is an innovator, right? He does dictate the meta more often than not, and a lot of people do follow suit. And there it is, Twilight Council opener. As we mentioned, this is not standard. You know, a standard opener would be a Stargate. This is more aggressive. Now, with a Twilight Council, this could be Glaives. This could also be a Dark Shrine. We'll keep an eye on herO. See what he does whip out. There is this weird sentiment amongst some viewers as well, where they're like, no one goes Twilight Council anymore, right? Like, it just doesn't work. We see it work all the time. Like, especially in the hands of herO. I think it was last week where herO did Glaive Adept Rainer to death, for example. I think Classic did the same. We have pulled out of gas. Glaives are on the horizon. So it's going to be Glaive Adepts here from herO. Likewise, was it Classic versus Solar, where Classic also took down Solar with Glaive Adepts? This was during Kung Fu Cup a couple of days ago. So yeah, these builds are often mixed in when it comes to the top Protoss players out there. I say top Protoss players, I should emphasize the Korean Protosses. MaxPax is less willing to mix it up like this. MaxPax is a lot more by the book when it comes to the top Protosses. There it is, Glaives is on the way. It's going to be 4 gates in total. We have the Robo in production as well, so just 4 gate Glaive Adepts. This is not an all-in. herO is going to be expanding behind this. It's going to be on Dark to mitigate his losses, to try to retain his drone count, as he's still piecing this together. He has taken the forward base. We should be seeing a Roach Warren in a couple of seconds. We have some safety spores on the way. And there it is, we have the safety Roach Warren as well. So Roach Warren thrown down at around 4 minutes. This is the timing that you do want if you expect a Twilight Council opener. So good timing here with the Roach Warren. Spores are on the way in case it is DT. So we have a Spore at the natural, Spore in the main. No Spore at the third. But again, there's no Dark Templar, thankfully. And here come the Adepts. Remember, we can warp in 4 Adepts at a time. And we'll see if Dark can keep up. Now the Queens are in position. We do force back those Adepts, at least initially. Gonna be shading past them, but Lings are keeping up. Don't commit. So far, so good. Oh, my apologies. I assumed it was 4 gate. It's 5? I missed that 5th gateway here. herO, that much more committed. I was... okay. As we do end up shading into the main. Decent positioning here from herO. He will juggle back, but the depths are going down. And the Queens, they zone away that War Prism, but we clean up all the Lings. Yeah, the Lings have fallen. We have 14 Roaches on the way. You see herO denying mining at that forward base. At the Resourcing Gas Geyser. Shading past the army, and we've run out of Lings. And no more Lings. We do have some Roaches, though. Yeah, they spawn in, they morph in the main. Adepts are going down. Can we get to a mineral line? We're trying to. Yeah, we're making our way into the main. Drones are finally going down. We shade towards the natural. More workers falling. 4 drones so far, but we're looking for more. Do need more damage. As we shade it towards the 3rd, we do focus down those gas mining drones. Good pickoffs. 8 drones go down. From here, herO going to try and save these adepts, and he will save 3 of them. Getting 8 workers in total. Not bad. But here comes a counterattack. Dark, he's amassing his Roaches. He's got Lings on the way. And Dark is getting ready for his counter push. But back at home, herO did transition into Immortal production. We have 1, 2, soon to be 3 Immortals. But really, Dark, he's waiting for herO to push into him. Dark, he's not droning. He's just amassing more Lings, more Roaches. Waiting for the army, waiting to swallow up herO. herO does push in. He should notice the army. Within range of the Gas Geyser. This is one of the downsides of this base. Gas is transfused, but we do focus it down. Whew. That's a pretty big pickup. Bearing in mind the Dark only has 1 gas mining here in the main. Needs that Gas Geyser. Prism takes a lot of hits. That's a threat and a shade across the map. They don't commit. We catch some of the Queens. They try to push in. So far, a good trade from herO. A good trade so far is expanding, taking a 3rd base behind this. Gas has been retaken. herO going for some of the Queens. Oh, the Prism! Oh, Prism gets sniped. Big overextension from herO. We'll lose the War Prism. We commit to the shade. We have Lings waiting for him. And herO gets cleaned up. Big mistake here from our Protoss. And now we can push. Now we can commit. Dark moving out across the map. We have 4 Immortals. That's a lot of Immortals. But we need force fields. We need those force fields. But we have Ravagers to deal with them. Gonna pull back. Dark pulling back for now. Still no lair, by the way. Dark, he hasn't droned in quite some time. 32 drones, that's all he has. Dark is all in. And can herO hold? Again, this is why I didn't think it was necessary for herO to be active like he was before. Yeah, we get us around. We shut down one of the Immortals. 1 Immortal falls. Shield battery's not ready. And herO, he's up against the wall, bleeding out another Immortal. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. And GG gets called. herO caught with his pants down, and Dark does take game number 1. Whew. GG. Again, herO, he did some good damage early on. He was able to kill 8 workers. He was able to take down the Gas Geyser. I thought that was all good, but I do think it was a bit unnecessary for herO to keep pushing into the bases of Dark when Dark wasn't droning. When Dark was just amassing more Lings, amassing more Roach Ravager. And for herO to commit to the shade towards the end there, that was the death of herO. He got cleaned up, completely shut down, and he had nothing to support his Immortals. Nothing to defend against Dark. GG. GG, well played. Again, I think herO maybe misjudging Dark a little bit, maybe assuming that he was trying to drone and trying to macro out of it. And with that, Dark does punish herO. And now we're getting into game 2. We're getting into game number 2. It's going to be on Oceanborn. Let's go. It's taking the hatchery on location. Yes, yes. That's usually, like, because I said it so often, like, for Terran players, right? Because Terrans, it matters for Terran, right? Sometimes they don't take it on location, sometimes they do, because they can float their CCs over. But I said it so much, now I just say it for every race, even when it doesn't make sense. Because it doesn't make sense to say that for Zerg or Protoss, but It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a reflex at this point. Aye, aye, aye. But here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have our South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Dragon KZ Gaming. Down in this series, can he bounce back? It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player representing Talon Esports, leading the series 1-0, 1 game away from advancing onto the semifinals. It is Dark. Here we go. Now we're loading into Oceanborn. Oceanborn is another map that is known for its aggression from the side of Zerg players, so we'll keep an eye on Dark once again on his drone count. Likewise, we'll see if herO goes for another Twilight Council opener or if he goes for something like a Stargate instead. I glossed over it, but last game for herO to commit into 5 gateways is that much more committed. His third base was a little bit more delayed. Despite that, herO was ahead in the economy. Again, I do think it was just herO maybe misjudging or misreading, maybe that's a better way, misreading Dark's position. As if herO had just calmed down a little bit more there, then it would have been Dark on the back foot. But now, we're getting into game 2. Oh, siema, papi, siema. Dzień dobry, papi. Dzień dobry. So we're getting into our openers. Again, this time Dark was forced to take the unnatural natural. Bear that in mind. So the early game defense could be a little bit more uncomfortable for Dark. We'll see. herO is going to pull back. Cybercore is done. We're going for our tech of choice, and it is going to be a Stargate, not a Twilight Council. Okay. Going to be a Stargate opener here from herO. And this is looking a little bit more standard to get into a third, but this could be a Void Ray. Could be a Void Ray based opener, could be an Oracle. Could be a Phoenix. herO, he's so unpredictable just because his playstyle is so varied. Like, he has so many different options that he does indulge in. So we'll see what we go for. Based on the positioning here, it looks like it's going to be an Oracle, as we are going for our Stalker to hunt down the Overlord. The Depth Shade's in, getting an eye on the gases. We do have the high ground as well. We rain down on that mineral line, and we don't quite get a drone. We force out a Spore. The Depth is going to be forced back. There's that Oracle on the way, designed to hunt down this Overlord. As it is going to fall. Overlord is hunted down. We didn't even need the Oracle. Interesting. This is going to supply look Dark a little bit here, so he has to get back into his Overlord production. Droning up. Second Oracle on the way. herO working towards his third. So this should be leading into a Twilight Council and a Forge. Should be. This Oracle does slip in. Dark going for a fast Evo Chamber. Going for a 4-minute Evo Chamber. Ooh, the Oracle takes a lot of damage. We do get 3 drones, but the Oracle barely does survive. Good damage, sure, but the Oracle doesn't really have too much more sustain here. Has regenerated shields. Second Oracle's moving up. Third Oracle on the way. So do manage to catch one more drone. And with this fast +1 melee, I'm curious where this leads us. It looks like Ling main Hydra again from Dark with fast +2. We'll see. Ooh, as the Oracle does go down. Big pick off. Oracle falls. Adept's going to be harassing across the map. It's going to be 5 Adepts. Did I say 5? 6 Adepts and the 1 Oracle. As the third base is now secure, we are pushing. And here comes the tech. Forge and Twilight Council on time. This should be for +1 and Blink. We'll shade in. Boys are being pulled. And drones are being targeted down. Massive damage here from the Adepts. I say that we do only target down 3 drones. We get a 4th drone towards the end. We shade into the main. More drones getting targeted as well. Oh, 9, 10 workers fall. Oh my, this is becoming too much. This is not even Glaive Adepts, by the way. The regular Adepts, the Oracles, they come in, they finish off what little is left here. The drones at the natural. 13 workers go down. We clean up the Lings. Oracles, they will escape. And the Adepts will finally be focused down. Oh, but that is 17 workers. 17 drone kills. And remember, this was just designed to harass. It was only 6 Adepts. herO behind this, we're getting into +1. Blink, as we mentioned. We shade across the map. Diesel's around here with the Lings. +1 melee isn't done, and here come the Oracles to clean up the Lings. And to save those Adepts. And it looks like we barely saved one of them. But that was still a good trade for herO. As herO is miles ahead. He's on 63 probes against the 47 workers of Dark. Dark just now starting his lair, getting to his gases. And the problem is that because Dark opted not to go for a Roach Warren, his army is so lava intense, but he also has to drone. Just doesn't have the lava for both. 4th base is scouted. And here come 4 gateways. I do like this from herO, so we're getting up to, I believe, 7 gates in total. And we could just go for an 8th gateway. herO, I'm sure he smells blood in the water and he's going for the kill. herO has the option right now to go for a 3-base all-in to try to finish Dark off. I say that he did take his gases at his 3rd. Never mind. Did take his gases, which tells us that he intends to take up a little bit further. And speaking of tech, there it is. The Bay is on the way. 2nd robo as well. Honestly, I don't think it's necessary, but herO is just making sure that he's ready for the next stage. 4th base should be on the way as well. herO is pushing, but he's investing in the late game, or in the mid to late game. He's investing. Dark behind this, we're rushing into an infestation pit. He's droned back up to 71. Some of these things are caught out. But we do delay the 4th. And there it is. GG gets called. There's not even a fight. The army of herO just walked onto creep, and Dark, he has nothing to defend. GG, we are going to the ace match. Whew. GG, well played. With that, we do have game 3 up ahead of us. Let's go. See in the chat. I feel like we stopped seeing 15-15 openers from Zerg. We saw Dark do it today. Dark literally went for a 15-15 today. Earlier against Jeshi. Game 2 versus Jeshi, I believe. Dark did go for 15-15. So, yeah, it's still seen very often. What I will say is that Raynor used to go for 15-15s every game. Every single game. He used to go for it, but post IEM Katowice, Raynor has slowed down. So if you've been watching a lot of Raynor, then I'm sure you would notice that there have been less 15-15s just because he was like one of the most prevalent players doing it. But nowadays it's mixed in. It's mixed in quite a lot, quite a bit, but not all the time. Here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Dragon KZ Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player forced into the ace match. Which way will this go? We have our South Korean Zerg representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. Let's go. Let us go. Maybe a better way is 15-15s, they aren't as popular as they once were. I can definitely get behind that. As Dark, once again, he's sending out 2 drones. He has 1 drone Moving out across the map for a proxy. The other is hiding up here, and we do go for a delayed expansion. Again, this is something unique to Dark. He does like to delay his drone, just waiting for the probe to move out. Then we take it on location. Meanwhile, he gets across the map, and Dark, he's banking up his resources. He does now have enough for a hatchery, and we're going for a proxy hatch. There's a probe in position. Up! Probe is in position. The hatchery will not be thrown down. And Dark forced to throw down a spawning pool and a gas geyser. So the hatchery is denied, and herO can get into his build. Now, this Nexus is delayed. He had to go for a gate cyber into a delayed Nexus, but it's a slight delay here for herO, as the Dark gets the gas steal. Again, if you're familiar with Dark, you would know that he does go for hatch blocks at the natural quite often, and tried to do it here against herO, but was unsuccessful. Unable to. As we do see our players just settling into their game. They are settling in. And we'll see. We'll see kind of where Dark and herO do take things. Again, that's why it's always a lot of fun casting both of them, just because they're both so wild and quirky in their own way. Gas does complete. We don't get the cancel. But herO just expands. He just expands and he takes the second gas here at the natural. This is why gas stealing is considered to be not too good, because as a Protoss player, if your natural is not delayed for too long, you can just take the gas. You just take your second gas at the natural instead, and your build isn't really impacted too heavily here. Meanwhile, Adept does get in. Oh. This would have been different if Dark was able to delay this expansion a little bit longer. We may have seen a couple of boys being pulled or something instead. You have a gateway explosion. It's a Twilight Council opener. Oh my god. We're going what looks to be for glaives. Interesting. Okay, so this looks like a different variation. It's going to be 4 gate glaives here from herO. But are we going to go for a robo-less version? We'll see if he throws down a robo. There are versions of this where you skip the robo and you go for a faster third instead. Dark meanwhile expanding. Dark going for a safety Roach Horn. That is a 3-minute 40 Roach Horn, by the way. Very early here from Dark. As the gateways are about to finish up. And yeah, there's no robo. Okay. So the way this works is that because we're not making a robotics facility, we have enough money for an expansion. So herO, he will... this is kind of a quote-unquote macro glaive adept build, where you take a third base, but you still push out with adepts. Because you have a third, you have a stronger economy behind it. Because there's no warp prism, because there's no robo, it means that this has less bite to it. It means that you can't reinforce on the front lines, you can't micro your units and juggle them with your prism either. So there's a bit of a give and take. This push is weaker, at the same time though, more economic. Meanwhile, Dark, remember, he went for a very fast Roach Horn. He's amassing Lings, he's amassing Roaches as we speak. He's amassing Roaches. So Dark, he's going for his own push. Ravagers are morphing in as well. Lings, they get on top of the third base. There's nothing to defend. The Adepts, they're not in position. They get across the map, but again, we have Roaches finishing up just in time. The Adepts, they commit. They commit to the shade. The Wiles, ooh, do not quite connect. But we managed to get a couple of drones. Lings are being shaved off as well. That's going to be a cancel on the Nexus. And the Adepts, they shade into the main. They do manage to get a good number of drones, though. Ooh, 10 workers go down. But what about the counterattack? As we're going double Stargate behind this. Oh my god. Void Ray or Phoenix? What do you have? Show us, Pappy. There it is. A double Stargate Phoenix production behind this for herO. But he has no third. And he's not going to expand anytime soon, as we can see Dark rallying across the map. His goal here, not to break the natural, but to contain, as herO's overreacting. Dark is droning. Dark, he's just droning up behind this. Meanwhile, herO, he throws down throws down shield batteries, pylons, getting ready for an all-in. An all-in that's not quite here. Dark shows up, but again, only to contain. Okay, herO does threaten a move out. Let's threaten the dive. A couple more Ravagers have arrived. Oh, they take down the Stalker. Oh, they connect with the Adepts as well. Uh-oh. herO, we have to be careful here. Here we go. Phoenixes, they have made it. So Pylon is going to be saved. Dark is still droning. Phoenixes are revealed. And herO desperately needs to expand. Like, hero's in a really rough position. Just because of the late third. The entire point of hero's build was for a third base, and that's no longer the case. Moves out. Up. Does threaten the bases. We do have 3 queens. Spores in position as well. As we're going for the drones, but they are tucked away. We only get 1. Good defense from Dark. Does bleed out some Lings though. As we commit towards the natural. This I'm not in love with. The Wilds! Oh, they connect. Adepts, they are being cleaned up. Yeah, they're being shut down. Not the best shade from herO. He's going for the queens, but the Wilds, they've thrown away the Phoenixes. We're still amassing more Phoenixes. Third base now being taken. As it looks like we still don't get the queen. We do. We get 1. Finally, 1 queen goes down. We get the 2nd queen as well. Good pickups. Every single queen will fall. And now we can go for the Ravagers. Speaking of, Ravagers are getting lifted. We get 1. We get 2. At the same time, Dark is pushing. Moving out across the map. He wants to deny this third base. But can he? God, there's so many lifts. The Phoenixes are getting out of hand. The mass Phoenix getting out of control. 13 Phoenixes, and we left up almost every single Roach. But we are running out of energy. Do we have enough? Do we have enough energy? There's 4 Roaches left. Yeah, we do. A handful of Adepts are going to be enough. You can see a Spire on the way. I'm not sure if I like that. GG gets caught. We clean up the Roaches. Dark throwing away his army. He had nothing back at home, and herO will take the series 2-1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. I didn't believe in the Mass Phoenix transition, Papi. I did not believe, but herO, he was so persistent, and eventually he shut down every single queen. He was able to have his way with the army, and because Dark counterattacked, he lost everything. And back at home, Dark did not have an amazing drone count. He had just droned up to 58, and he was working towards the Spire, but he didn't have enough queens to defend. The Mass Phoenixes snowballed out of control. GG. GG. Crazy, Bobby, crazy. And it was in the middle of that game. A big shout to Smile, a big shout to Fuego in the chat. Gah, Bobby, gah. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the raid. We do appreciate it, Papi. We do appreciate it. And I hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session, I'm assuming. Welcome, everyone. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos todos from Smile's stream. We're here casting ESL Open Cup Asia, Papi, Asia. And Dark has been eliminated. And do we have another series? Do we have an opponent? Let's go.